Richard Williams sat quietly in his sleek black Maybach, his eyes fixed on the glittering city lights without truly seeing them. The night was cold, yet inside him burned a storm fierce enough to consume him. His chest tightened with a pain he had never known before. Only hours earlier, he had walked away from a 4-year relationship. Melissa, the woman he thought would be his wife, the one he trusted with his future, had betrayed him in the most unforgivable way. She had been unfaithful. Richard was not an ordinary man. At a young age, he had built an empire, Williams Group, spanning real estate, oil, and finance. His face had graced magazine covers, his life celebrated as an inspiration. To the world, he was powerful and enviable. But tonight, sitting alone in his car, he felt like the loneliest man alive. Money can buy everything, he muttered bitterly, except loyalty, except true love. He pressed his foot on the accelerator, the car racing down an empty highway. He had no destination, only a desperate need to escape the image of Melissa in another man's arms. Turning onto a quiet street, he slowed down. That was when he noticed her. She stood beneath a dim street lamp in a short red dress, her long braids falling loosely across her shoulders. But it wasn't her body or clothes that caught his attention, it was her face. There was sadness in her eyes, a quiet innocence that didn't belong in that place. Richard stopped a few meters away, leaning back in his seat. "What am I doing?" he murmured. He had never picked up a street worker before. He had always looked down on them. But tonight was different. Tonight he was broken. Rolling down the window, he called softly, "Hey." The young woman turned, hesitated, then walked toward him. She bent slightly, her perfume mingling with the night air. "Good evening, sir," she greeted, her voice gentle. Richard studied her features. "What's your name?" "Beauty," she answered without hesitation. He almost smiled. "Beauty?" "Yes," she said firmly. "That's the name my mother gave me before she died." Something shifted inside him. Her voice carried no shame, only raw truth. For the first time that night, he realized how crushing the silence of his mansion would be if he returned alone. "How much for the night?" he asked bluntly. Her eyes flickered. She had heard those words countless times, yet something about this man unsettled her, his car too expensive, his tone too calm, his expression too sad. $200, she said quietly. Richard nodded. "Get in." Inside the car, she sat carefully, hands resting on her lap. He drove in silence, the air heavy but not uncomfortable. After a while, she glanced at him. "Sir, are you okay? You look troubled." The question startled him. No one had asked that in months. Not even Melissa. "I'm fine," he lied. She gave a faint smile. "People only say that when they're not fine." Her words struck deeper than she knew. Richard almost laughed. "You're very observant." "I've seen many men," she replied softly. "Some come drunk, some smiling, some broken. You are broken." The truth in her words silenced him. He pressed harder on the accelerator until they reached his mansion. When Beauty stepped out and saw the massive white building with towering glass walls, she froze. Her lips parted in awe. "This is your house?" she whispered. "Yes," Richard answered simply. Her heart raced. She had never seen such wealth. For a moment, she forgot why she was there. "Wow," she breathed. Richard led her upstairs, his mind clouded. He didn't want to think, didn't want to speak. He only wanted to forget Melissa for one night. Hours later, Richard lay asleep, his breathing steady, his face calm for the first time in days. Beauty sat at the edge of the bed, her gaze fixed on him. Her eyes wandered to the wallet on the nightstand, then to the drawer left slightly open, stacks of $100 bills inside. Her friend Stacy's voice echoed in her mind. "If you ever get into a rich man's house, don't waste time. Take something. That's the only way out of poverty." Her hands trembled. But when she looked at Richard again, so peaceful, so vulnerable, she shook her head. "No," she whispered. "I'm not a thief. I may be poor, I may be on the street, but I won't destroy my soul." Quietly, she picked up only the agreed payment from the table, tucked it into her purse, and tiptoed out. Back at her usual corner, she held her purse tightly. She had taken nothing more than what was promised. Stacy was already waiting, her high heels clicking against the rough pavement as she hurried forward. Older and hardened, Stacy's sharp eyes held no innocence, only fire. "Ah, Beauty," she exclaimed, her voice cutting through the night. "You went with that rich man, didn't you?" "I saw that car," Stacy gasped, her eyes wide with greed. "My God, That car alone could feed this whole street for a year. So tell me, how much did you take? Don't tell me you came back empty-handed. Beauty sighed, her voice quiet but steady. Stacy, that man is more than just rich. I saw a whole bag of dollars in his room. But I didn't touch it. I only took what we agreed on. Stacy froze, blinking in disbelief. Wait, what did you just say? I said I saw a huge bag of dollars, Beauty repeated calmly. But I only took the money we agreed on. Stacy screamed, her voice echoing down the street. Beauty, are you insane? Do you know the kind of money that man has? That was your chance to change your life forever. Beauty lowered her gaze. Yes, I saw it. Plenty of it. But it wasn't mine. Stacy shook her head furiously. You are a fool. If I had that chance, by now I would be on a plane to London or America, living like a queen. Do you know what you've done? You've thrown away your ticket out of poverty. You'll rot on this street, Beauty. Mark my words. Beauty's reply was soft but unwavering. I am not a thief, Stacy. Circumstance brought me here, but I will never steal. One day, my life will change without crime. The next morning, Richard stirred slowly in bed as sunlight streamed through the tall glass windows. He rubbed his eyes, stretching lazily, until the memory of the previous night returned. He sat up sharply, his heart pounding. The girl. Beauty. His eyes darted to the table where his wallet lay. It was still there. He opened it quickly. All his cards were untouched. Then he rushed to the drawer where the bag of dollars had been left. He pulled it open, and his mouth fell open. Every single bill was still neatly stacked, untouched. Richard dropped onto the bed, clutching his head in disbelief. Impossible, he whispered. I thought they all stole. I thought they could never resist money. He paced the room, still stunned. All his life, he had tested people, business partners, employees, even family, and many had failed. Yet this girl, a stranger from the street, had walked away without touching a thing. Maybe she hadn't seen it, he thought. But no, that bag had been in plain sight. She couldn't have missed it. Grabbing his phone, he called his closest friend, Daniel, who answered groggily. Richard? Why so early? It's not even 9. Danny, I need to tell you something, Richard said, pacing. What now? Daniel sighed. Is this about Melissa again? You should forget her. She was never worth it. Ignoring the jab, Richard continued. Last night, I picked up a girl. From the street. There was silence, then Daniel burst into loud laughter. You? A billionaire with a street girl? Heartbreak really finished you. Stop laughing, Richard snapped. I'm serious. Fine, Daniel said, still amused. So, what happened? Did she steal from you? That's just it, Richard said slowly. She didn't take anything. Danny, I woke up, and the bag of dollars in my drawer was still there. My wallet too. Everything is intact. Daniel's laughter stopped. Richard, don't be foolish. Maybe she didn't get the chance. Or maybe she's planning to come back. These girls can't be trusted. No. Danny. I'm telling you, she saw it. She slept in the same room. She could have taken everything, but she only collected the agreed money. Daniel scoffed bitterly. Don't be deceived. Maybe she thought it was fake. Or maybe she feared you'd catch her. Or maybe she already took something you haven't noticed yet. That's how they are. Never trust them. Richard sat down again, confused. So you're saying it's impossible she was simply honest? Exactly, Daniel replied firmly. Take that bag to the bank today. Let them count it. Until then, don't trust her. Don't let pity cloud your judgment. Richard rubbed his forehead, torn between his friend's advice and the memory of Beauty's soft eyes and gentle words. She hadn't seemed like a thief. She had even asked if he was okay, something Melissa had never done. Still, he followed Daniel's advice. He took the money to the bank and had it counted. Every single dollar was there. Later, sitting in his study, he whispered to himself, she saw it, but she didn't touch it. In this world where even trusted people betray, she walked away. Her kind is rare. He leaned back, staring into space. He knew then he couldn't just forget her. I must find her, Richard murmured. She deserves more than $200. If I let her go like this, I'll never forgive myself. All day, his phone buzzed with calls from partners, but for the first time, he ignored them. Business didn't matter. Money didn't matter. What mattered was finding the girl who had shown him honesty when the world was full of lies. As darkness finally fell, Richard changed into a simple shirt and jeans. He didn't want to draw attention. Tonight, he was not the billionaire everyone admired. Tonight, he was just a man searching for the one person who had given him a glimpse of something real. He drove his black car straight to the street where he had first met Beauty. The place buzzed with its usual noise and movement. Richard parked, stepped out, and scanned the faces, but she wasn't there. Instead, his eyes fell on Stacy, standing confidently beneath a streetlight, waiting for customers. The moment she spotted him, her lips curved into a smile as she rushed over. "Good evening, sir," she greeted sweetly. "You came back. I knew you would. Do you want company tonight?" Richard shook his head. "No. I'm here for Beauty. Do you know where she is?" Stacy's smile faltered briefly before she forced it back. "Beauty? Forget her. She doesn't know how to treat men. I can give you better. Spend time with me. You won't regret it." His frown deepened. "I said I want Beauty. Tell me when she'll be around." She leaned closer, brushing his arm. "Why waste your time? Look at me. I'm fresher, finer, and I know how to make you happy. She is nothing compared to me." Richard pulled away sharply. "I'm not interested. Where is she?" Stacy's voice turned cold. "I don't know. And even if I did, why should I tell you? You're disturbing my business. If you don't want me, then leave." "So you don't know when she'll return?" Richard asked calmly. "I said I don't know," she snapped. "Now go." With a sigh, he returned to his car, determination hardening in his chest. "I'll find her. No matter how long it takes, I will." Behind him, Stacy's eyes narrowed as jealousy twisted her heart. "So he came back for Beauty," she muttered bitterly. "That foolish girl doesn't even know her worth. She should have taken his money when she had the chance. Now he's chasing her like some queen. I must watch closely. Maybe I can turn this to my advantage." Moments after Richard drove away, Beauty appeared, walking slowly onto the street. She looked tired but calm, having spent the day running errands. Stacy spotted her instantly but hid the fact that Richard had been there. Instead, she painted her face with false concern. "Beauty, my friend," she said softly. "I just discovered something about that billionaire you went home with." Beauty looked startled. "What did you hear?" Stacy leaned closer, lowering her voice. "They say he's a ritualist. He uses young girls for sacrifices. You're lucky to be alive. Please, never go back there. I'm begging you." Fear flashed across Beauty's face. "Jesus. Stacy, are you serious?" "I can never lie about something like this," Stacy said firmly. "If you value your life, stay far away from him. His wealth isn't clean. Don't let your blood be wasted." Beauty gripped her friend's hands tightly. "Thank you, Stacy. You saved me. I still have the money I took that night. I haven't even touched it. I'll take it to my pastor for prayers. Who knows what evil might be tied to it?" Greed flickered in Stacy's eyes, though she masked it quickly. She smiled warmly. "No need to trouble your pastor. Give it to me. I know someone who can cleanse it. It will be safe." Beauty hesitated, but Stacy pressed harder. "Please, don't keep such money. It may bring misfortune." Sighing, Beauty opened her purse and handed over the exact amount Richard had given her. "Here, take it. I don't want it. I'm going home to rest." "Good," Stacy said, forcing a smile as she tucked the money into her bag. "Thank you, Stacy. You've really saved me," Beauty said faintly, then walked away, disappearing into the night. The moment she left, Stacy's mask dropped. Anger and jealousy consumed her. She squeezed the money tightly, pacing furiously. "So, this rich man is chasing after her? That plain, useless girl? What about me? Am I not prettier? Am I not classier? What do men see in her?" She hissed, her voice shaking with rage. "I brought her to this street. I gave her a place to stand. And now she dares to rise above me? Never. I'll make sure she never meets him again. He belongs to me, not her." With fists clenched, she muttered, "From today, this is war. Beauty, you'll regret ever crossing me." Meanwhile, in his mansion across the city, Richard sat lost in thought, unable to let go of her image. Days passed, but he returned to the street twice without finding her, each visit leaving him more restless. On the third day, fate intervened. At a supermarket, while pushing a trolley through an aisle, his eyes landed on a familiar face. Beauty. His heart skipped. Finally. He walked toward her, but as soon as she saw him, her expression hardened and she turned away quickly, almost running. Beauty, wait. Richard called, abandoning his trolley to block her path. Please, stop. I've been searching for you. Her voice was sharp, her eyes cold. Why? I want nothing from you. Leave me alone. Richard blinked in shock. Nothing? I went back for you. I wanted to thank you. Do you know how rare you are? You saw money that could have changed your life, but you didn't touch it. Girls like you don't exist anymore. But Beauty shook her head firmly. No, sir. I don't want to hear it. My friend told me the truth. She said you're a ritualist. That your wealth is blood money. She said I'm lucky to be alive. Please, never come near me again. Richard stared at her, then suddenly laughed, not out of mockery, but disbelief. A ritualist? Really? Do I look like someone who needs blood for wealth? That's nonsense. Her frown deepened. That's what she told me. That you're dangerous. He stepped closer, lowering his tone. That same friend, Stacy, right? Her eyes widened. How do you know her name? Because I met her, Richard said calmly. I went back looking for you, and she tried to seduce me. She wanted me to take her home, but I refused. I told her I only wanted you. Beauty looked stunned. She never told me that. Of course she didn't, Richard replied. She's jealous. She doesn't want you to have anything good. That's why she lied. She wants to keep you stuck on the street while she climbs higher. Don't let her lies control you. Beauty's lips trembled, her heart wavering. Could Stacy truly deceive her? Richard's voice softened. I didn't meet you today by accident. Maybe it's destiny. You're not like other girls. You are different, Beauty. Her voice was barely a whisper. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything, Richard assured her. Just give me a chance to prove I'm not what she says I am. Watch me, not her words. Time will show you the truth. Beauty lowered her eyes, torn between fear and hope. I don't know if I can trust you. Then don't trust my words, Richard said gently. Trust my actions. Beauty slowed her steps as she passed the old kiosk. The place brought back memories of nights she had spent standing there, waiting, with nothing but fear and hunger in her heart. This time, she was not the same girl. She touched the edge of the wooden counter and sighed. Life was changing, but the shadows of her past still followed her. A familiar voice broke her thoughts. Beauty. She turned quickly and saw Stacy approaching with her usual bold stride, her eyes sharp. Beauty frowned. What do you want? Stacy gave a mocking smile. I hear you've moved up in life. The billionaire took you, right? Look at you, walking like some queen. Beauty's voice was steady. Stacy, I don't want any trouble. Please let me be. But Stacy stepped closer, her voice filled with venom. Let you be? Never. Do you know how many years I have been here? How many men I have entertained? And yet, you, the girl I brought to this street, want to rise above me? Do you think life works like that? Beauty shook her head. I didn't plan for any of this. Richard found me, not you. It's not a competition. Stacy's eyes darkened. Everything is a competition. You think he loves you? A girl like you? No. He is using you, and when he's done, he'll throw you back here. Then we'll see if you're still acting innocent. Beauty's chest tightened, but she refused to show fear. Believe what you want, Stacy. But I know he's different. He treats me with respect. That's something I never got here. Stacy hissed and crossed her arms. Respect? Don't fool yourself. You're nothing but a street girl. No amount of money can change that. And I swear, Beauty, I'll never watch you take what should have been mine. If you stand in my way, I'll destroy you. Beauty looked at her sadly. Stacy, you were once my friend. I don't know what happened to you, but I won't fight you. I just want peace. But Stacy only laughed bitterly. Peace? There is no peace for girls like us. Only survival. Remember my words, Beauty. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. Beauty turned away and walked off quickly, refusing to let Stacy's poison sink deeper. But as she moved, she felt a cold fear inside her. Stacy's hatred was real, and she knew the storm was only starting. Far away in his mansion, Richard was making plans for the future. He wanted to take Beauty out of the street completely, to give her a life where she would never have to look over her shoulder again. He had no idea that jealousy was already building an enemy between them, an enemy that would stop at nothing. The sun was sinking, the evening breeze gentle against her skin, and Beauty felt lighter inside as though she was learning to live anew. Daniel appeared suddenly, blocking her path with a cold smile. "There you are," he said. Beauty steadied her voice. "Good evening." "Good evening," he mocked harshly. "Where are you coming from? Another man's house? I pity my foolish friend. I warned him about you, but he wouldn't listen. You will disgrace him, ruin him, that's what girls like you do." Her brow tightened. "Please let me pass." But Daniel stepped closer, his voice cruel. "Street girl, public toilet, anyone can use you. You think you're fit to be a wife? Never. Not to my friend." A few heads turned from a nearby kiosk. Heat rushed to Beauty's face, but she held back her tears. Taking a step back, she lifted her chin, her voice calm and clear. "You call me names," she said. "But what about your mother?" Daniel froze. "What did you say?" Her words remained steady. "I heard your mother was once a hookup girl before your father met her. I heard your uncle even knew her first. Still, your father married her, gave her a home, gave her a new life. And you dare to shame me." His mouth opened in shock, but Beauty pressed on. "Are you so blind, foolish son of a roadside worker, that you don't know? Your mother even lay with your father's co-worker once. So before you insult me, go and ask your own mother what she did to survive. You think you can shame me? Never again. I am a new person. Old things have passed away." A heavy silence spread. Daniel's face went pale, then burned red. He had heard such whispers in his family before, during bitter quarrels, but never wanted to believe. Hearing them now, spoken with Beauty's courage, cut him deeply. His fingers shook as he pointed at her. You will pay for this." She didn't flinch. Truth is not an insult. It is a mirror. His jaw clenched. "I'll deal with you. And I'll deal with Richard. This will never end well." Beauty turned and walked away, upright though her knees trembled. Shame would not own her again. Reaching the corner, she pulled out her phone and called Richard. "Hello, love," his warm voice answered. "Richard," she said softly. "I saw Daniel. He insulted me. He threatened us. Are you safe?" Richard's tone sharpened. "Yes. People were there. He didn't touch me. I'm coming to you. Tell me where." "No, please don't. I'm already on my way home. I don't want a scene. I just wanted you to know." There was a pause. Then his voice softened. "Thank you for telling me. I'm proud of you. Go home, I'll meet you there." Daniel stood by his car, his chest burning. He had always dismissed the rumors about his mother, but now Beauty's words gnawed at him. Rage boiled as he muttered, "How dare she? How dare she drag my family into this? They will pay." Slamming the door, he sped off, his mind drowning in vengeance. At home, Beauty closed the door, her hands trembling though her spirit held firm. She whispered a prayer. "God, help me stand. Help me remain new." She remembered the old version of herself, silent under insults. That girl was gone. She had a voice now. She had a future. Her phone buzzed. A message from Richard. "I'm outside. Can I come in?" She smiled faintly and opened the door. Richard stepped in, concern in his eyes. "Are you all right?" "I will be," she answered. Seeing her trembling hands, he gently held them. "Tell me everything." She recounted Daniel's insults, the crowd, and her reply. Richard listened carefully. When she finished, he nodded. "Thank you for standing strong. I'm sorry you had to face that. None of it is your fault." "I mentioned his mother," she admitted, guilt flickering. "I didn't want to, but he pushed me. Maybe I went too far." Richard sighed. Sometimes truth is the only shield left. Daniel crossed the line. "I'll speak to him, not with anger, but with boundaries." "I don't want fights," she whispered. "We choose peace," he said firmly. "But if peace must be enforced, we'll enforce it. Listen to me. Your past is no longer a weapon. If anyone throws it, it will fall uselessly. We will keep walking." Her eyes softened, a tear slipping down. "Thank you, my love." That night Daniel could not sleep. His father's old words echoed. Son, never judge people's beginnings. You don't know their storms. He had ignored it then, but now it thundered in his head. Furious, he typed long threats to Richard, but deleted them. Then he sent only, "You will regret this marriage." Richard read the message and set the phone aside. "Empty thunder," he murmured. "Should we reply?" Beauty asked. "No," he said. "Not every barking dog deserves a stone." The next day, they visited Richard's mother. She welcomed them warmly. "So this is Beauty. Welcome, my daughter." "Good afternoon, Ma," Beauty greeted respectfully. "Do you love my son?" "Yes, Ma." "Will you walk in the light with him? No hiding, no running back to the past when the present grows heavy." "With God's help, I will." The older woman nodded. "Good. In this house, we honor truth, not gossip. Your past is a river behind you. Face forward." Tears welled in Beauty's eyes. "Thank you, Ma." Before they left, she added firmly, "As for Daniel, if he dares bring insult again, remind him to ask his father where he found his mother. Some men forget their own history when they throw stones." Later in the car, Beauty leaned on Richard's shoulder. "Your mother is kind." "She is wise," he replied. "Wisdom carries warmth." Beauty smiled as the city passed by, the same roads but with new eyes. But Daniel's anger only deepened. One night, while driving through the area Beauty once worked, he spotted Stacy under a streetlight. Approaching, he greeted her. "Good evening." Suspicious, she eyed him. "Do I know you?" "No. But I know you." "And how do you know me?" "That doesn't matter. What matters is, I heard you don't like Beauty. I heard you wanted her place." Stacy's lips curled. "Don't even say her name. That girl thinks she's better than everyone. Yes, I wanted Richard, but he chose her. Now she walks around as if she's a saint. I despise her." Daniel's smile widened. "Good. Then we want the same thing. Let's finish them both. I have dangerous men. Once they act, no one will know." Her eyes gleamed with malice. "Then I'm in." That night, as they drove a black SUV down the expressway, they laughed bitterly, weaving plans of destruction. But fate interrupted. At a sharp bend, the brakes failed. The vehicle spun out of control and slammed into a concrete barrier. Both died instantly, their schemes ending with them. A month later, joy filled the church. Music rose as Beauty walked down the aisle in a white gown, radiant with tears of happiness. Richard stood waiting, his smile steady with love. "You see," he whispered as she reached him. "No one can stop what God has joined." "I love you, Richard. For life." The pastor joined them as husband and wife. Applause thundered, doubters silenced by truth. Their kiss sealed a union built on grace and courage. From that day, they lived joyfully, proving that no matter the storms of the past, love rooted in truth will always prevail.